Grant. No love lost in this matchup.
And that competitive fire, it grows when you're in the same conference. You get to see each other so often. You know, BA, I think we're in for some good theater in this one.
So here are the Jazz starting five. They've got Yusuf Nurkic, George out there with Sviatoslav Mikhailuk. Then it's Lauri Markkanen, and it's Hendricks in at power forward.
You know, when Markkanen's in this deep, he should be dunking it every time. I like to see him use his size like that.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Here's Hendricks. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. And here's Minnesota now. Pass to DiVincenzo. Outside Edwards. 6 to shoot. Picked by Gobert. The three, DiVincenzo. And the three-pointer goes.
And the three-point shot of DiVincenzo is dangerous. Defense cannot allow him to get airspace from there.
Now here's Markkanen. Nurkic, a screen on McDaniels. George outside. It's Mikhailuk on the wing. No good with the triple.
I think adrenaline was a factor there. He wanted to hit that answer three so badly.
And here's Edwards outside. Rebounded by Nurkic.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Mikhailuk, the pass to George. Nurkic, a screen on DiVincenzo. And another miss by Utah. Minnesota's gone 2 for 3 from outside the arc. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. DiVincenzo's got 6.
Offensively, they've been pretty sharp. 3 for 4 so far.
Markkanen from long range. The Jazz again can't hit.
1 for 5 out there, but no worries. Just keep attacking.
DiVincenzo, pass to Randall. Here's McDaniels. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
They've really come out swinging, hitting 4 of their first 5 shots.
Well, it's no surprise Edwards has a football background, Clark. Just look at him.
Yeah, he is well put together, BA. No question he could handle himself on the gridiron. You know, early on, he thought that would be his path. He's mentioned playing it professionally someday. How about that? I don't think it's a great idea, but interesting that he would even broach it. But if anybody could pull it off, he might be the guy.
Well, a chance to check out some stats for Mike Conley. Mikhailuk, the pass to George. Nurkic, a screen on DiVincenzo to end the drought. That one off the back iron and out. The Timberwolves lead by 9. Randall outside. Pass to Edwards. Another one falls for Minnesota.
Boy, I like their energy coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
Here's Mikhailuk. Still no points. Now Markkanen. 5 on the clock. The jump hook. Nurkic's shot is good.
Yeah, in the paint, Nurkic can be a monster. He's got all the physical gifts he needs to dominate.
Outside Edwards. Fires the 3. He's off on that one. And so it's George with it. He brings it up for the Utah Jazz. They trail by 9. This game against Minnesota is the first time they've met this year. To the middle. And Gobert with the bucket on the assist by McDaniels.
So far, they're owning both ends of the floor. We'll see if they can keep this going.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
So it's Utah now, following the score by Minnesota. Here's Hendricks, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Attacking in the painted area. Clearly, that was their game plan coming in.
Minnesota leading by 9. Outside Edwards. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Here's Randall. And he drops it in from the low post.
An outstanding first quarter from the field.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropped. Impressive scoring here.
Pass to Nurkic. Down low. Here's Markkanen. And Markkanen with the stuff.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Here's McDaniels following the bucket by Utah. And here's Edwards. Back to Daniels. Pass to Randall. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start.
You can't help but look toward their defense. They're totally lost.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
Jazz trail by 11. Here's Mikhailuk. Back to George. Fires from deep. Randall pulls down the board. And here's Minnesota now. They're on a 19-6 run. Outside Edwards. Back to Randall. Outside, DiVincenzo. McDaniels from long range. Utah grabs the miss. Defeated by Detroit in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
They definitely came into that one hoping to be competitive. Unfortunately, they were anything but.
It wasn't pretty. That's definitely the case. I mean, I know they'd like to scrub that game from their memories and actually erase it from the hard drive.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. Grant, this season seems to be off to a strong start. Teams are coming together pretty quickly.
You know, B.A., what other choice is there? The competition is fierce in this league, so it's sink or swim right away the moment the season starts.
And he's good on the second. And last season, the Jazz with the worst record in franchise history, Grant.
You're losing with a plan, though. Utah, such a smart organization. If you're going to tear it down to the studs, do it in a good draft year.
Now here's Randall. 32 points for him last game against New York.
And he played cat and mouse with the defense, baiting them into fouls, working himself to the line.
Jazz trail by 13. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
I caught up with Coach Chris Finch. He told me when he was watching film of their opponent, what stood out was Lauri Markkanen's efficiency. Coach said Markkanen doesn't need high usage to be effective. He gets a lot of his points off of movement, and he brings versatility to this offense. Back over to you, Brian.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie.
5th in rebounding, and glancing at their assist stats, nothing too special. They finished in the top 20, but it's certainly an area which they can improve upon.
And as you said, a great year for them on the glass. They battled down low. George with it. He's coming off a 19-point game against Detroit.
Terrific all-around effort. He did a great job of creating for himself and others.
The shot by Mikhailuk, no good.
That's their plan to get him an opportunity to finish in tight. That's a miss they can live with.
Jazz trail by 13. Knocked away, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Randall. And here's a look now at who shot the ball the best during last season's campaign. In the 3rd spot, Rudy Gobert.
So consistent from the floor. He shot it at a great clip last season.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Naz Reid comes in for Julius Randle. And Conley subbed in for DiVincenzo. Over to the left wing. Pass to Mikhailuk. takes the three. Rudy Gobert with a rebound. And so Conley will bring it up for the Timberwolves. 13-point lead. Here's McDaniels. Picked by Gobert. There's the triple. No good there.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot in most possessions.
Stolen by Reed. Right side Edwards. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Edwards has got 7 points in the game.
And they're behind right now because they're failing to play quality defense. It's that simple.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
And so it's Minnesota with it, following the bucket by Utah. Reed for three. It's rebounded by Hendricks. Jazz trail by 13. Pass to George. Markkanen from long range. Nails it from beyond the arc. He has 7. Minnesota with the ball. Outside Conley. Now here's Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Watch out now. Look out below. Edwards rising to the rafters.
An impressive display. How about that look on the AT&T connected cam? For Utah, they've got 6 of 14 in so far. Markkanen outside. And Mike Conley picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game. Clark is checked in for Minnesota. Shannon comes in for Anthony Edwards. Filipowski, he's checked in for Utah. Collier comes in for Mikhailuk. Nurkic a screen on Conley. To the inside. And Nurkic with the bucket on the assist by George. George has got 3 assists now in this one. And here's Conley. 8 points in his last time out. Outside Reed for 3. It's hauled in by Collier.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
That cuts the lead to single digits.
Just a gutsy play by George inside, finding the close range look.
The Timberwolves lead by 8. Outside Conley. Pass to Shannon. Now Reed. Clock at 6. Here's Shannon. The 3-ball. The rebound by Markkanen. Jazz trail by 8. Well, Lauri Markkanen comes from a family full of athletes, Grant.
Oh, yes, indeed, B.A. Lauri's mom and dad were both pro basketball players, and so was one of his brothers. And his other brother is a professional soccer player, so it definitely runs in the family.
Reed sets a screen. Inside. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed pass. And the Timberwolves lead by 8. We've got 1:23 left to play in the first quarter. George outside. Here's Collier. Ooh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line.
Man, good whistle there.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
You know, so far in this one, these guys have been knocking it down from distance.
Take a break.
You've got to
Take a
like
break.
their confidence as this game continues. They're on a nice roll.
And what's more, they're getting their feet wet down there in the paint early on. Not shying away at all, taking it inside. What a great way to start.
That one's off. And Minnesota making a change here. Randall is checked in. Then for Utah, Love is checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Bailey comes in for Markkanen. And Sensabaugh subbed in for George. Good on the second one. All right, on the line, we've got our insider, Shams Charania. What do you have for us, Shams?
Well, the Timberwolves this summer signing extensions to keep their elite front court intact. In bringing back Julius Randle and Naz Reid, they maintain a team strength, one that seems more necessary than ever in the loaded West, guys.
Making the commitment. Okay, thanks for the report, Shams. 4 on the clock. And it's Randle with the jam.
Boy, what a throwdown by the well-built 6'9" Julius Randle with power.
Outside Love. Pass to Bailey. Back to Love. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. It's going to be on Naz Reid.
Yeah, you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
2 shots.
Free throw drops for Love. And you look for bright spots in this developing core for Utah, Graham. What stands out?
Well, I think it's the front court, B.A. You have 2 gifted scoring forwards in Markkanen and Bailey. Then you've got Walker Kessler, an elite shot blocker, manning the middle.
No good on the second free throw.
You know, as a big guy who can stretch the floor, Kevin Love has a lot of valutility. I mean, guys who can make an impact down low and help you space the floor to free up others, that's a nice addition.
Now here's Randle. He's got 9. Oh, big time right there.
You know you're doing something right when you find yourself up double digits in the first period.
Well, they're doing everything right. How about that? I mean, this could turn into a blowout very quickly.
Here's Sensabaugh. Stolen by Reid. Doesn't go that time. And so it's Minnesota earning this break in the action, up 10. And it's mostly due to their superb shooting. They've wasted very few possessions. Back after this. And so far through 1 quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. All right, let's quickly break down the game, what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves, guys.
You can really see the strategy coming in. Get the ball into the painted area.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
Randle at power forward with Reid at center. Then there's Mike Conley, and it's Clark in at small forward. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the T-Wolves. Here's Collier. Pass to Shibwe. Here's Bailey. Clark covers to the paint. Here's Shibwe. Not going to go that time. Nice D from Reid. Randle with it. Working on Filipowski. Fires it, and that one's long. Jazz trail by 12. Pass to Collier. Here's Sensabaugh. Utah moving the ball around. Fires the 3. Collier, no good. Randle deciding where to go with it. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Up and in on the layup. Randle's got 13 now.
Wow, they're really being taken advantage of defensively out there. No rim protection whatsoever.
The Jazz shooting a solid 47%. Pass to Sensabaugh. 14 feet away. Good on the bucket. Sensabaugh's gotten his first bucket of the night.
Operating in that mid-range area that time. No real shot contest.
Conley passes to Clark. And it's off from three-point range. Jazz trail by 12. Here's Bailey. He had 9 points in his last time out. for three. Collier. Reed with the rebound. The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 4 here in the second quarter. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Hey guys, the Timberwolves coach, Chris Finch, said, "We're a team based on movement, cutting, and fluidity. That burden also falls on Anthony Edwards to move and accommodate his teammates. For his part, Ant said his focus is being what the team needs me to be, a leader by example, and showing them that I'm coachable." Guys?
Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. Pass to Filipowski. Shot clock at 5. Here's Collier. Rebound, Minnesota. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. To the middle. Here's Randall. And it's Randall with the jam.
Randall, another bucket. He continues to expand his offensive game.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. And Minnesota with some changes. Anthony Edwards has checked in for Clark, and Dillingham subbed in for Shannon. Then for Utah, Hendricks has checked in for Sheboygan. Lauri Markkanen comes in for Bailey, and Mikhailuk subbed in for Sensabaugh. Jazz trail by 14. Here's Collier. Pass to Hendricks. Here's Mikhailuk. Markkanen outside. Here's Collier. He's guarded by Conley. And here's Filipowski. Here's Mikhailuk. Utah with another miss. And so Randall will bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They've only given up 2 points this quarter. Pass to Dillingham. Let's go with a 3. It's rebounded by Hendricks.
Impressive closeout on a skilled shooter. That is how you defend shots from downtown.
Markkanen, the pass to Mikhailuk. Now Markkanen from downtown. Yes! Markkanen from deep.
And the quick trigger of Markkanen is impressive. He's got such a fluid release, too, especially on these catch-and-shoot jumpers.
Here's Edwards. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Knicks in New York. Reed sets a screen. Inside. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Some changes for Minnesota. Rudy Gobert comes in for Conley, and McDaniels is subbed in for Dillingham. And a switch here also for Utah. Nurkic is checked in. The #1 overall pick in 2020. Grant, you think Anthony Edwards has a shot to become the best American-born player in the NBA?
You know, I think his aspiration is higher than that, BA. He's thinking MVP, face of the league. And if you ask me, he has the talent to do it. Backing up that last 3 with another 3. The defense has to stop giving them so many clean looks.
Minnesota leading by 11. Now here's Randall. He's got 15. That shot off the mark. Some solid defense from Markkanen. Here's Collier. Back to Markkanen. Takes a 3 from way back there. Markkanen.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
Minnesota has gone 0 for 3 from deep to begin the second. Outside McDaniels. Outside Edwards. The 3. The rebound by Markkanen.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Pass to Nurkic. Here's Collier. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Markkanen. No good there. Off the double clutch.
And I don't understand. Why is he going to the fadeaway? Just go straight up with it.
Ooh, once again, off the mark by Minnesota. Jazz trail by 8. Here's Collier. Pass to Nurkic. Marking it for three. Oh, my. Came close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
Boy, in this day and age of how the game is played, Markkanen's skill set, hand and glove fit, superb at spacing the floor with his shooting stroke.
3 shots. 3 shots.
And he makes the first. Well, Clark, by my count, in your career, you made all of 23 triples and hit a respectful 34%.
23 over a, what, close to 5-year career, maybe the equivalent of 3 1/4 years on the court. Yeah, the 3 ball was not being shot a lot. I will tell you, I was looking to add it to my repertoire, though, and that's the case for all of these guys playing now. Everybody is shooting threes.
And he nails the third.
They've been flawless at the line this quarter. They need to stay aggressive and keep drawing fouls. That'll help them chip away at the lead.
Randall. And it's Randall with the jam.
Boy, Julius Randle putting some spice on that jam.
And Utah has possession. 7-point differential. Pass to Mikhailuk. Nurkic, a screen on Edwards. To the inside. And Nurkic throws it down.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
You know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative and make something happen.
Here's McDaniels following the bucket by Utah. Now Gobert. It's stolen by Nurkic. George feels it out a bit. Nurkic, a screen on Edwards. George's shot is off. Minnesota leading by 5. Down low. No good with a layup. Inside. Here's Hendricks. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
He's undersized for a 4, but his hops level the playing field.
And for Minnesota, they're shooting around 53%, a nice number. Outside Edwards. Picked by Gobert. Shoots. Edwards, no good.
You're not going to get a better look from mid-range. He's definitely disappointed with himself there.
George against DiVincenzo. George with the bucket. And it's now only a 1-point Minnesota lead.
That's been the story of their offense so far, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
And so it's Edwards who brings up the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Pass to Gobert. Randall inside. He's got 17. Utah grabs the miss. Hendricks has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Well, Grant, we've heard Anthony Edwards talk about trusting his teammates. He understands you need everybody.
Yeah, a lot falls on his shoulders offensively with this team, BA. So those playmaking decisions in the moment, a lot easier said than done.
And Markkanen with the stuff.
So much fun watching Markkanen catch fire like this. He's a capable, efficient scorer who does it at a high rate.
It's a neck-and-neck game here in Minneapolis. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Knicks.
Just a tough road loss. You're going against players who are comfortable shooting in their own building. You have to find a way to disrupt their focus.
Yeah, and it's not easy to do. Much easier said than done, but they're capable of making it happen. It just comes down, I think, to will and desire.
Nas Reed's checked in for the Timberwolves. McDaniels up top. It's guarded by Markkanen. To the inside. Oh, the tower with the power move.
Gobert plays as tough at the rim offensively as anybody in the league.
Utah has gone 3 for 7 from the perimeter during the second quarter. Now George. Shoots over DiVincenzo. George's shot is off.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Pass to Mikhailuk. Utah moving the ball around. There's a screen. Markkanen from long range. That is now his 7th field goal in 10 attempts. Impressive.
Well, I love what he's done in this first half, at least so far. Increasing confidence every time down the floor. You can see it.
Minnesota's gone just 1 of 6 from the perimeter here in the second. Now here's Edwards. Back to Gobert. Shot clock at 6. Gobert with a screen on Markkanen. McDaniels from long range. It's rebounded by Hendricks. Hendricks has got his 7th rebound here tonight.
Well, if he can somehow get into a rhythm offensively, I think they could stretch this lead.
And this is how he shines. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And you know what? It's all about the long distance game for him tonight. He's getting it done from out there.
Now here's Edwards. He's got 9. And Edwards slams it in.
Boy, how about the strength of Edwards? Confident in taking on defenders and finishing.
We've got 1:08 left in the second. George outside. Pass to Nurkic. DiVincenzo against George. Markkanen with a screen on DiVincenzo. Here's Mikhailuk. From behind the arc. McDaniels with the rebound.
Oh, man, he can't get anything to fall. You can feel his frustration.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then, because his shot making is not happening right now.
2 points. That one goes. DiVincenzo's got 8 points.
Look at how DiVincenzo burst inside on the drive. Gave the defense no time to set up.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. DiVincenzo against George. Markkanen left side. 4-3. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. George has got 5 assists tonight.
Very consistent tonight at the offensive end. Right there, he helps fuel the fire.
Edwards, no good. George with it. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And so it's Lauri Markkanen making things happen for the Jazz. He was money from deep, sinking 5 triples in the period. We'll be back in a moment.
Greetings, everybody. Before we review the first half, let's take an early season peek at how the Western Conference is shaking out so far.
I think for the Jazz, even if they're not the team we thought they'd be, they haven't completely come off the rails. Still plenty of time left. With all this talent, I can see them turning it around real fast. How fast? Not fast.
Time to talk now about what we saw in that first half of play. Lauri Markkanen was putting on a show.
He's known for his exceptional range, and he's proving it once again tonight, dialing it up from distance repeatedly. I think he's got more threes than Shaq had his entire career tonight.
Yeah.
Sorry, big fella.
Oh, Kenny.
Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. It's been quite a game for Lauri Markkanen.
Slicing up the defense, living in the lane. Terrific first half for him.
Well, you know what, guys? My question is this. Who's he going to posterize in this half? You know, we've already gotten a number of filthy dunks out of him.
The Timberwolves trail. So the Utah 5 right now. We've got Keontae George. He's out there with Sviatoslav Mikhailuk. Lauri Markkanen out there with Jusuf Nurkic. And it's Hendricks in at the 4. Now here's Edwards.
Oh, my goodness! Disrespectful.
Boy, the athleticism of Edwards is something to behold. Love watching him sky up to throw it down.
Well, it's always nice to head up to the connected cam to get another angle of these big plays, courtesy of AT&T. Pass to Mikhailuk. Now here's Nurkic. And here's George. The 3. And it's Gobert with a rebound.
That is not the shot you need to be looking for when you're trying to break out of a slump.
Many players have size. So what makes Rudy Gobert such a good interior defender, Clark?
Well, size is part of it, clearly, B.A., but timing is the big thing, and then awareness, recognition of what the situations are and being able to adjust your body position accordingly, and then anticipation. I mean, timing and anticipation, awareness, those are the things that make really good defenders.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute played. Outside McDaniels. Pass to Randall. The kick out to Edwards. Booking, and it's Randall with the assist. Randall's got his 4th assist in this one.
Didn't take Edwards long to get those 3 points back, right back at you.
Here's Mikhailuk. Markkanen outside. They set the pick. Here's Hendricks. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. Randall inside. And stolen by Markkanen. Here's Hendricks. Here's George. Oh, the bucket's good, and he'll have a chance at one more. It's on Dante DiVincenzo.
The way George handles the ball and finds ways to finish inside make him very dangerous. And there's no question George can fill it up. For him, it's about focusing on shooting good percentages.
Randall outside. Five to shoot. Shot from the wing. The kick out to Edwards. Jacks up a 3, and again it's Minnesota with a 3.
That's now his 2nd 3-pointer of the half and his 3rd of the night.
George in the post, DiVincenzo covering, and the Wolves still seeking their first title, Clark.
Yep, the Lakers won 5 championships when they played in Minneapolis, BA, way in the day. The Timberwolves joined the league in 1989, and they're still trying to bring another basketball title to the city.
And the first one at the line is good. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
He really wanted to capture the lead there, but on the bright side, at least the game is tied.
Gobert passes to Edwards. Another one falls for Minnesota.
He's putting them to the test this quarter, attacking every chance he gets.
For Utah, they've gotten 2 of 4 shots to go since the break. Markkanen looking it over. Good. He hits the jumper. Markkanen's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, Markkanen is in rhythm, providing a major lift to this offense.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot, guys. Anthony Edwards keeps a tight circle. He said, I've known my whole crew since I was 13, and that's the answer to everything. And the crew includes those voices of wisdom, too. He said, quote, I keep those types of friends around. I'm not the type that always listens, but I'll listen to my elders. Back to you, Brian.
Okay, Allie, thanks a lot.
Gobert so good around the rim. Had that shot back before the defense could do anything with it.
George outside. Markkanen outside. There's the three. Randall pulls down the board. Randall's got 4 rebounds in the game. Outside Edwards. Utah grabs the miss. Markkanen outside from the arc. Hauled in by DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo's got 4 rebounds now. Outside McDaniels. Pass to Randall. Out to DiVincenzo. Launches a 3. Book it. And it's Randall with the assist. And it's a 5-point Minnesota lead.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Here's Markkanen. Oh, Markkanen! What a finish!
A growing aspect of George's game. He's working to become a strong facilitator.
Minnesota's gone 3 of 4 from outside in the second half. They double Randall. Six on the shot clock. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
They've been slippery getting into the lane all game long, putting that help defense to the test.
And another thing they've been exceptional at is their passing. On-target ball movement has gotten them a lot of assists tonight.
Clark, when you look at the evolution of Julius Randle, talk about his playmaking.
Yeah, he's worked on trying to see things as they develop a little more, and I imagine he's done a lot of film study. I could only attribute some of his improvement to that. He's looking for others intentionally and aggressively, so I think that's part of why his teammates enjoy playing with him. They know he's making the effort to distribute the basketball.
Now here's Randall. Give him 20. DiVincenzo finds Gobert. Now here's Randall. He's guarded closely. Edwards for 3. Offensive rebound. Launches it. And it's Randall that time on the assist from Gobert. Gobert's got 5 assists tonight.
I don't think anybody would call him a consistent three-point threat, but Randall can certainly drop in a few if you give him room.
Now here's George. Give him 8 points now. Pass to Nurkic. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Gobert's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one.
They have a decent advantage in regards to rebounding.
Especially when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
He's been just a little off the mark tonight. Really the story of the game so far.
Randall. And it's Randall with the jam.
And when he's in the zone, it's very hard to slow down Julius Randle on the offensive end. I mean, he's got serious power to his game.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. Mike Conley's checked in for DiVincenzo. And a switch here also for Utah. Collier, he's checked in for Lauri Markkanen. Jazz trail by 11. And here's George. Pass to Collier. Can they get it? McDaniels with the rebound. And here's McDaniels. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Here's Randall. The kick out to Edwards. From outside, off the mark.
Ooh, that's a tough break. After poor communication defensively, it leaves him all by himself.
Here's Mikhailuk. Misses the three. Minnesota leading by 11. Randall, the pass to Conley. Shoots over Collier. The shot by Conley, no good. And for Utah, they're shooting about 31% here in quarter number 3. Here's Mikhailuk, guarded by Edwards. Mikhailuk, the pass to Nurkic. Here's Collier. And rejected.
Nice swat by Randall, putting the D on him big time.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. An area of the floor where Jaden McDaniels really excels defense.
Yeah, he's a strong perimeter defender. He's got great length, good anticipation, and he's competitive. I mean, those are the things that allow him to shut guys down on occasion.
And he knocks down the first one.
A superstar level talent for sure. Anthony Edwards is awesome, but I like his competitive spirit as much as his skills.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Naz Reid's checked in for Gobert. Miller comes in for Randall. Shannon comes in for McDaniels. Filipowski, he's checked in for Utah. And both free throws good for Edwards. So many great young players coming into this league, Clark. It puts pressure on those aging vets.
Yeah, the Hall of Famer Kevin McHale described it like this. He said, I see everything that I could do. I just can't do anything about it. That's a tough feeling. And I didn't have to actually experience that because I got injured early in my career and had to pack it up that way.
So it's Minnesota now, following the bucket by Utah. Back to Conley. Reid, a screen on George. The three, Conley. Utah grabs the miss.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Here's Collier. And with that one, the deficit trimmed to single digits.
Great timing and coordination. Lays it in coming off that pick.
The Timberwolves lead by 9. Pass to Shannon. Soft touch off the glass. Shannon's got his second basket.
It's obvious they've taken fewer threes here in the second half and are focused on having a more balanced offensive attack.
To the paint. Stolen by Reid. And now the T-Wolves on the break. Here's Miller. Oh, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
And I think that play tells you everything you need to know. They're simply playing at a higher level, getting a steal and turning it into quick points.
Pass to Collier. Here's Hendricks. Here's Mikhailuk. Knocks down the long J. Mikhailuk's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Here's Shannon. And the layup falls. Shannon's got his third basket on the night right there.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Collier, no good.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
To the middle. Here's Edwards. Getting it done inside. Edwards.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Jazz trail by 14. Pass to Collier. Here's Hendricks. Miller pulls it in. There's 38 seconds left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Miller a screen on George. Back to Miller. Now here's Reed. A slam dunk by Reed.
That's what you want to see. Reed playing big in there.
The Jazz shooting 47% in this one. Looking efficient. Here's George. And George with the jam.
Ooh, bouncy. That should give him a nice lift.
Good timing. They needed that one.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
Now here's Conley. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits. It may be difficult to overcome. The T-Wolves on top, leading by 14. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. Randall at power forward with Reed at center. Then there's Mike Conley, and it's Clark in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Counted. Randall's got 10 points here in the second half.
Randall's got an unorthodox game, but he's got a good, strong upper body, which makes him a very consistent scorer inside.
Jazz trail by 16. Here's Collier. Markkanen outside. Lets the 3 fly. Reed with the rebound. Reed's got 5 rebounds tonight.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
And it's Utah with the ball. Markkanen outside. This one for 3. Utah with another miss.
At this point, I'm not sure if it's the play calling or the player himself.
Conley passes to Randall. Takes it inside, and he banks in the layup. Randall's got 29.
Going towards the basket, that's when Randall's most dangerous.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. To the inside. Stolen by Reed. Fast break, Minnesota. The kick out to Conley. Book it, and it's Randall with the assist. Randall's got his 6th assist of the night.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Now here's Markkanen. Just 5 on the clock. And another miss by Utah. To the paint. And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
And Minnesota making a change here. Edwards is checked in. And Utah with a change here, too. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Bailey. And Grant, many of the newer rules have helped unlock offenses. Any need to help out the defense?
You know, I think the rules are fine, B.A. It's just about allowing defenders to do their job and limiting the cheap foul calls so they can stay on the floor.
Here's Sensabaugh. Pass to Markkanen. Utah moving the ball around. For 3, Collier. Reed with the rebound. Reed's got rebound number 8 here already in the game. Randall on the screen. Here's Conley. Count that bucket.
Their offense has been unstoppable, just firing on all cylinders.
And, you know, the lead just keeps growing. I mean, this game is not going to get out of their grip. They're going to keep pulling away.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Collier. He's guarded by Conley to the left side wing. And it's Filipowski. That time on the assist from Collier. Collier's got his 4th assist with that last one. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th. Now Conley. Outside Edwards. Lets it go from deep. Utah grabs the miss. Nurkic has got 5 rebounds in the game. Here's Collier. Markkanen outside. No good from outside. And here's Minnesota now. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. Pass to Filipowski. Here's Collier. And we're seeing some younger teams really on the rise here. Any particular reason, Grant?
Well, you know, it's part of the natural order of things. Certain players will dominate, and when they age, there are always those young upstarts vying to take the lead.
And Minnesota with possession here, following the 3 by Utah. For 3, Randall. It's hauled in by Sensabaugh. Jazz trail by 21. Down low. Randall with a steal. And here's Clark for 3. Utah grabs the miss. Nurkic has got his 6th rebound on the night. Pass to Collier. Markkanen outside. The 3-pointer off the mark.
He's off his game right now, trying to find a groove.
Here's Edwards. Minnesota again missing.
That's a shot he'd like back. He's usually going to make those.
Here's Collier. It's Markkanen on the wing. Clark covers. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Sensabaugh. Here's the 3. No luck on that one. The Timberwolves lead by 21. Right side Reed to get back on track. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Nice job by Reed there, getting the defense off balance a bit and drawing the foul.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Reed. And Clark with the landmark decisions opening the door to NIL revenue for athletes in college and even in high school. It's the wild, wild west for amateur basketball.
There's no question the landscape is chaotic, dizzying even. But they deserve a slice of that pie, and this is a long time coming. Kids have an opportunity to leverage their talent to get paid right now. And in some cases, begin the process of creating generational wealth before they even become of age to vote. That's a pretty powerful combination.
He's lost his rhythm completely this quarter, but he's determined to stay after it. Yeah, they've really made a concerted effort to get to the line here in the second half.
That's exactly how you do it. Defender pressing up on you, you press right back.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls.
You know, Julius Randle offers a versatile skill set. Not only does he have outstanding handles for a guy of his size, he's pretty quick, too. He's also got that strength, which is a pretty nice combination.
Gobert's checked in for the Timberwolves. Both shots good from the stripe.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Here's Hendricks. Markkanen from long range. Edwards pulls it in.
This has not been his best quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over-anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
And the upcoming schedule for the Minnesota Timberwolves. On Sunday, they'll be facing Zach LaVine and the Sacramento Kings. Then on Monday, they'll go up against the Jazz in Utah.
Take a break.
When you look ahead, there are a lot of
shots.
winnable games, but you really can't think that as a player. You have to take every opponent seriously because this is the NBA. No game is a freebie.
The free throw drops for Randall. And last season, the worst in about 2 decades for games lost to injury, Clark. Cause for concern?
I certainly think so, but I mean, I am a fan of load management, but I think it should be in practice time. That way, the guys can play as many games as possible for their team and the fans. Load management should be, I think, managed in the practice schedule.
And so George will bring it up for Utah. Pass to Markkanen from outside the arc. Connects again from distance.
Oh my, he is scorching hot. Another three.
And he's approaching the franchise record for threes in a game. Minnesota leading by 23. DiVincenzo, pass to Gobert. Outside, DiVincenzo. For three, Randall. Utah grabs the miss. Markkanen outside. Pass to George. Beyond the arc. McDaniels with the rebound. McDaniels got 6 rebounds here tonight. DiVincenzo with it. Picked up by Markkanen. Fires for 3. Rebounded by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. Pass to George. And here's Markkanen. Markkanen with the stuff.
Some real toughness from Markkanen. Powers through the contact, then has the focus and touch to finish.
The Timberwolves lead by 21. Here's Randall. Randall draws the double. And Edwards slams it in.
And he gives up some size inside, but makes a great adjustment on the finish.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
Here's George, following the score by Minnesota. Inside, here's Nurkic. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist.
He can really read the floor. Precision pass in rhythm.
Outside Edwards. Grant, you're involved with helping the NBA grow the game globally. How important are those initiatives?
You know, BA, it's very important to watch how the game has grown over the last 30 years that I've been connected with the NBA is quite staggering, but there's more work to be done. So every initiative, every appearance, every camp, every game is so vitally important as we continue to spread the game of basketball all over the world.
Markkanen from long range. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Gobert's got rebound number 13 tonight with that one.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Pass to George. Here's Hendricks. George, a screen on Randall. Back to George. Ooh, McDaniels with a steal. Here is DiVincenzo. George defending. McDaniels inside. Played it in with a nice touch off the window.
Basically just ignored that contact inside. Really tough finish by McDaniels.
Here's George. Pass to Hendricks. Now Markkanen. Utah moving the ball around. Here's Mikhailuk, guarded by Edwards. Clock at 6. Here's Hendricks, 3-pointer. And no good.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Randall with it. Randall draws the double. Gobert passes to McDaniels. Sinks the tray.
And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Timberwolves.
And you don't usually see this kind of blowout, but tonight they delivered the punishment.
I mean, what's so impressive is they never wavered in their approach. They just kept at it and showed they were without a doubt the better team.
And it's a performance that will signify their 5th win of the year.
It's just the start of this season series with 3 games left between them, but it must feel great to take the first meeting.
And it will be a fight. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for Julius Randle.
He was just everywhere for them on both ends, really, just showing a lot of aggressiveness and intensity.
Now here's McDaniels. Pass to Randle. Outside Edwards. From deep. Knocks down the triple. Edwards has got 30.
And guys, that's got to be the dagger. This is how you finish a game.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback? Diminished.
And Nurkic throws it down.
With the explosive leaping ability, he's able to play center despite being undersized.
So we see the Timberwolves taking the W here. And remember, tonight's win means they're 1-0 in the NBA Cup. A great start to the group stage.
Well, getting that first win under your belt is huge. They still have 3 games left, but they're in a great position going forward.
All right, to Allie LaForce with our player of the game.
Julius, it wasn't always smooth sailing tonight, but you guys got it done. How did you feel about the level of play coming down the stretch?
Absolutely amazing. You know, there's ups and downs of the season, but, you know, one thing is we're going to play hard every night and give ourselves a chance. So we did that for most of the night, but, you know, we did an amazing job staying together.
The effort certainly was not lacking tonight. Thanks, Julius.
Allie, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Allie LaForce, Clark Kellogg, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And let's reveal our player of the game, Julius Randle.